So a dark shock trooper Volt, right? Sounds kind of edgy. Volt the tank. Who'd have thought it? 70 minutes in a Requiem Cuva survival where enemies are up over level 200 and the only real issue I had was my 12 times melee combo for some reason bugged out twice and my damage dropped back down to white damage numbers, so I had to die in order to reset it. But shield tanking is now a thing with the introduction of that shield gating and the 25% damage reduction on shields, which now gives us a whole new meta to mess about with in game, especially with warframes that can go into overshield, like Mag, Trinity, Volt, Harrow, and of course, because I forgot in my last video, Hildryn. Now, a capacitance augmented Volt is really good if you want to run around either solo or with a squad. Room damage, crowd control, and plenty of overshield. Huge normal shield amounts with redirection, adaptation for damage reduction, as well as the 25% reduction that your shields get, which I already mentioned. Shield gating when your shields break, which you can refresh almost instantly. Arcane Aegis if you have one for instant shield restores, or if you don't have one, then this Scarlet Spear event coming up will allow you to buy enough of them, hopefully. And all of this while constantly stacking overshield thanks to a specific Syndicate melee weapon. Now, a huge shout out to Electron Gaming in the comment section of my mag video for reminding me of the synergy between the Rakta Dark Dagger and of course overshield specific warframes. Now, the Rakta Dark Dagger is a Red Veil Syndicate weapon. It has a passive that restores 5% of your shields when you hit enemies affected by a radiation effect. And since it is a radiation based weapon, it means that's going to proc a lot. Now, it also apparently works with viral and magnetic effects also, not to mention that if an enemy is radiated and you put a heat or toxin proc on them, then those damage ticks will also count towards replenishing your shields. Now, another good thing about the Rakta Dark Dagger is that it can also use a Syndicate specific mod called Gleaming Blight, which will give you 100% bonus status chance, but it will also cause an explosion that will deal 1000 viral damage in a large radius around you and replenish 25% of your base energy, and also give you a 10% speed boost for 30 seconds. So the dagger has a lot going for it if you want to run it with a shield heavy warframe. Now, there is a lot of different factors with this combination between Volt and this dagger. His speed, of course, for quick attacks, those viral explosions, overshield, damage reduction, energy regen, shield gating, radiation effects, which can give added crowd control, not to mention the slash status effects from the dagger stance that I'm running as well. Now, the builds are pretty specific, but I don't have Umbral mods on my Volt, so I guess you could boost him up a little bit if you have him forward for those Umbral mods. My Volt build is modded with redirection instead of vitality, adaptation for 90% damage reduction when those shields take hits. Now, Volt's capacitance augment is great in case you get overwhelmed and you need to shut the room down and refresh that overshield, but you could drop it out for primed vigor if you wanted to, if you're running solo. Now, like I said, I ran well over 70 minutes and the only real issue I had was getting knocked down because I didn't have primed sure-footed or handspring equipped, which would leave me to panic cast capacitance in order to get my shields back up. So you could drop it out if you're running solo, but it is a great mod if you're running in a squad in order to give your teammates overshield as well. Now, my Rakta Dark Dagger is modded for viral and heat while also dealing the base radiation effect as well. Gleaming Blight is on there because it brings me above 100% status chance, so Weeping Wounds isn't really needed. Heat to reduce enemy armor, viral for damage stacking, blood rush for of course getting your crit chance up, and I had got my Helios Prime with the stat stick on there as well to give me orange crits. Now, my stance is Stinging Thorn simply because of the sheer amount of forced slash effects that it causes, and this works brilliantly with those viral procs as well. Now, Homing Fang of course is the kind of base stance you get with this weapon to match that polarity, but the Carving Spike combo of Stinging Thorn alone has multi-hits and a lot of slash procs, and since you're going to be spamming the crap out of your melee button, Stinging Thorn for me was a much better option. Now Stinging Thorn drops off Tusk Thumpers out on the plains of Eidolon or the Vonvalists either. It has got a low drop chance, so I guess if you've got Platinum, see if you can get it for cheap on the market. Now that's pretty much the build combo. It's got a lot going for it. It is really hard to kill a shield heavy frame when running with this dagger. Volt I felt like was the best choice to go with it, simply because of his speed buff and the fact that when it comes to squad synergy, he will give a lot of overshield to your squad as well. If you have this and you run it or you like the look of it, then let me know what you think of Volt now with those shield changes from the mainline update. If you're on console, I believe it has been sent to CERT, so expect that update very soon. Let me know what you think when those changes hit. But with that being said, do me a huge favour, hit that like button or don't, subscribe or don't, and as always, thanks very much for watching.